Well, hello. Hello. Happy New Year, everyone. Let me see. Let me make sure that we are actually live here. Holy smokes. It's been a while since I've done this for my own channels. So I want to make sure I want to make sure that I'm not mistakenly live streaming into the Creative Memories Virtual Crop Facebook group or on CM. There we go. Yes, it looks like we're okay. Holy smokes! I tell you, it takes a village, right? Yeah, it looks like we're all good. Hello. I am not a techie person. You guys know that. And I was really that this was the most stressful part to say, are we all good? Because for the last 3.5 years, of course, all of my streaming software has been connected to all of the Creative Memories social media channels, right? And I have not posted on my own social media for 3.5 years. So man, I got a lot of catching up to do. Hello, everyone. And I'm so excited that I can actually see your comments now because, of course, we're posting to a public Facebook page and YouTube channel. So, it's so great to see everybody as well. I'm so happy that you're here. I've got folks there's Deborah from Saskatchewan, there's Boston, there's Indiana, there's Australia. Yes, I see some of my Aussie friends here. So I am so thrilled to be back with you on my own platforms. Of course, a new name. If you read my post way back at the beginning of December when my retirement was first announced, I totally let my organized and creative mom, the URL, the website name, all that kind of stuff, the platform, I shut that all down, and I didn't even think to keep the name, the rights to that name. So yeah, when I decided, I guess I'll maybe do something, I had to rename, I had to rebrand, I had to start from scratch. I'm thrilled to see all of you as well. Hello. And so many wonderful familiar faces, or names. So I'm so excited to be with you. There's Sherry from my hometown. I've got my Calgary gals with me here as well. So hello, everyone. Well, just in case you don't know me, I mean, it's called Scrapbook with Noreen for a reason because it's with me. I'm Noreen. And again, I'm just really thrilled to be starting this new venture with you. Nothing like jumping in, before you actually have a plan all fully formed, right? So my intent today is to just, answer a bunch of your questions. I've kind of gone through all of the messages and questions that I've received over the last little while. I invited you to enter them into the comments for my, on my Instagram account and on the Facebook page. And I've kind of got them down to, kind of about 10 questions that kind of encompass everything that you guys might be wondering about. So let's jump into it, why don't we? And then again, if you have additional questions that I'm not answering, I promise I'll be going back and answering things. So, it's so good to see everybody. Oh, thanks. I feel right at home. So that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Okay, well, let's get started here. And I'm just going to pop up these questions on the screen so that we can kind of chat about them. And I know some of you are curious. Some people are more curious and more direct than others because I've had a couple of questions like this one. So why are you retiring? Because I thought you said that this is your dream job. Every time you get on with the virtual crop group, you say, "Oh, this is the best job in the world." And really, it is. I cannot dispute that. It was a dream job. And I am so glad that I took advantage of or grasped the opportunity. So for those of you who didn't know me prior to my work as product development creative manager at Creative Memories, I had already retired from teaching. I had a 29-year career with Calgary, a school board here in Calgary. I taught art, visual arts, fine arts. I was an administrator. I was an administrator in a big high school, in smaller schools, all that kind of stuff. finished off my career and decided right around the time actually that COVID struck that I was done teaching in the school system. So I had already retired from that, and I had really jumped into building my own CM business. I had a great team all across the country. We were in the top 5 of group sales in Canada. Myself personally, I had customers ranging all across Canada. I had a successful online teaching platform, which again, I know a lot of the questions coming at me are around that. Will I be teaching online? So I've done a bunch of stuff like that. And that's what I was kind of prepared to keep doing. So when Allison Dutton, our CEO from Creative Memories, approached me and said, how would you like to come and work for home office? We need you, we need your background and your expertise and your teaching background in particular at home office. So I said, yeah, that would be incredible. And I said, but I can only give you 4 years, because the plan had always been that when our younger son, Sam, would finish school, hubby and I wanted the freedom to be able to travel, do a bunch of different things. So Sam is finishing off school later this spring, but he has decided that he wants to finish his last semester online from home. So I decided that, I really needed to be flexible, to be with him and help him through his last semester at home. So that was part of it. I've had many questions about, the health, my own personal health, my family's health, all of that. We're all good. So it's not health related. It really just, was about having the flexibility to be at home, to do some of the things that I wanted to do, to be with Sam. And truthfully, the bottom line was it made more sense for me to end my time with CM at the end of a calendar year. Because of course we've got all of these new, initiatives. I didn't want to start, like secret boxes and virtual crops and all that kind of stuff, and then leave just a few months into it. So it really seemed to be a better time to leave at the end of a calendar year, as opposed to waiting for a couple more months and then, leaving in, say, April of 2026. So that is why I retired. And yes, it was a dream job. It was an absolute dream to work with Allison, all of the home office team, with Sherry Reeland, who I admire and respect. She taught me so much about products and product development, with Marnie, all of the people that I loved as a CM advisor, and I had the chance to work with them. So it truly was a dream, and I'm so thrilled that I took Allison up on that opportunity. And now, I had sort of thought to myself, well, I'm going to take a couple months. I know I'll be still sharing, but I'll take a couple months and sort of sort myself out and see what's next. But again, the questions, the requests, all of those came in fast and furious after the retirement was announced. So I decided there's no better time than the beginning of a year to jump in, even though I don't have my plan fully formed out. And you'll see that throughout the rest of the questions. Okay, so all right, so let's see. Another question. This is a big one too. Will you be a CM advisor? Can I shop from you? Will you be having a team? Can I join your team? All of those kind of questions around CM. And the answer is no, not at this time. Not for this year anyways. And, of course, being in product development, I, of course, know what's coming out for the next year or so. So it would be very unfair for me to jump into an advisor role. And, I certainly don't want to take any business or loyalty away from those relationships that you've already developed in the time that I've been away from my CM advisor role. So I want you to love on your advisor. If you don't have an advisor, you need to find one that's close to you. Of course, I'll be talking about CM. I will always use CM products. So of course I'll be talking about it, but I will not be selling them. I will not be a CM advisor, and I will not have a team. So that is up for grabs down the road, after a set amount of time, that sort of thing. But and then throughout 2026, I will not be a CM advisor. Okay. So yeah. So someone's saying, yes, they just found us. So I'm glad you were able to hop on and find us. And this is being recorded. So if you're just joining us, you can go back to the beginning and watch the replay after we finish. Okay. Just so you know. Okay, so those are kind of the two main questions. Then I'm starting to get questions like, what's your schedule going to be? Are you going to be creating regularly? Can we expect to see things from you on a regular basis, or are you just going to kind of do what you want when you want? Is it going to be just sort of, oh, here's something from Noreen, and then we might not see anything from her for another few weeks or whatever. I do plan on getting into some kind of routine. In the short term, I really want to clean my house. I really want to go through my scrap space here because this spot here, it looks great, but when I look around, there's a lot that I have to go through. A lot of product samples that were sent to me is that I was working with. I have to figure out what I want to keep for my personal use. What I want to maybe pass on to some local schools or that kind of thing. So I'm gonna really have I'm gonna dig in and get organized myself here. We're also trying to plan a bit of a getaway, into what still is the cold months here in Calgary. So we're working on that. And, again, I just want to kind of ease into my slower mornings. With CM being having the home office in Minneapolis, of course, I was always on central time for meetings and stuff. So when they would have an 8 o'clock meeting in Minneapolis, I'd be up and at it on, for a 7 o'clock a.m. meeting. So I'm really looking forward to sleeping in and having my slow mornings. And I think it will probably hit me tomorrow when everybody's sort of out of the holiday routine and getting back into their normal routine. Shane will be back with his clients. Sam, of course, will be staying at home, but we'll just get into that new routine. So eventually, I do want to get into a more regular routine of creating and posting content. But for right now, and I'm going to tell you about this in a little bit, I'm committing to giving you 2 pieces of content per month. So I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Someone's saying catching up on housework. Yes, I need to reclaim my house. I haven't gone through my closet for a couple of years. There's stuff in there I know needs to get out, all of that kind of stuff, the declutter, the purge, the cleanup. So it's not just my scrap space here. It's everywhere in my house needs some love and attention. So, and it's funny because one of the other factors that helped me kind of decide that this was the right time to retire was the fact that Creative Scrapbooker magazine announced that they were closing. This is their last issue after 20 years. And I've been with Jackie and Katerina for the last 10 years as a contributing writer and designer. So when I was talking with Jackie about why they decided to close the magazine, and I asked Jackie, what are you most looking forward to? And she said, same kind of thing. She says, I'm going to clean my house, and I'm looking forward to doing some scrapbooking projects that I want to do, not for magazine articles or not for display or not for teaching, but just for myself. So all of those things are my sentiments as well. So let's see what else we got here. So that was number 3. Number 4, will you have printable handouts? So let's get into talking about some of the things that I will be doing for you. So obviously I renamed the new platforms 1, 2, 3 Scrapbook with Noreen. And you're going to see that the 1, 2, 3 part is just kind of, the identifier. All of the social media, all of the website, the YouTube channel, you can see that it's Scrapbook with Noreen. You don't have to put the 1, 2, 3 in front of it, but 1, 2, 3 Scrapbook with Noreen, just really because that is what I'm looking forward to getting back to. Yes, the 1, 2, 3 handouts that probably many of you knew me for before I went to CM. I'm excited to bring those back to you. My philosophy for scrapbooking has always been easy, fast, and fun. You have photos, you want to get them done onto pages, into albums. It doesn't have to be a hard thing. And so the method that I came up with, the 1, 2, 3 method that I came up with way back in like 2014, 2015, has been on hold while I've been at Creative Memories. So I'm excited to get back into that. And yes, I will have a free monthly 1, 2, 3 handout for you. The first one is kind of underway, and I hope to be able to have that for you in the next week or so that you can start off the year right with January's 1, 2, 3 handout. And then I'm also, because I know that so many of us work in different formats, I'm planning on doing some work in my scrap journal this year. Of course, I love my 12 by 12 size. And then we've got our 8 by 8 size as well. So you'll be able to have a free monthly sketch pack with layouts that are kind of adapted for all 3 sizes. So those will come a little bit later in the month. I'm kind of thinking, kind of beginning of the month's 1, 2, 3s, about 3/4 of the way through the month, the monthly sketch packs. Okay, so I know that those are the 2 things that I am committing to having for you. I have to figure out the download process because, again, I'm starting from scratch again. I'm jumping into tech that I haven't been using for 3.5, almost 4 years now. So I am that's what's taking up a lot of my time right now, is figuring out all of the processes and behind the scenes sort of thing. Like, honest to goodness, it took me a long time to figure out, the little intro and the question scrolling across the bottom and my logo and colors and all of that kind of stuff. It's been exciting, but that's what I've been kind of stuck into. So now we'll get into some content, and you can expect that first 1, 2, 3 probably within the next little while. So yeah, so Brandy's saying not sure what 1, 2, 3 layouts are. We will definitely be talking about those throughout 2026, Brandy. So don't worry. It's basically a super quick way to create a 2-page scrapbook layout. I also saw somebody ask about, will I be doing sketches for the scrap journal? So yes. So the idea of the monthly sketch packs will be that you will get a 12 by 12 sketch, a scrap journal size, which is 6.75 by 10, and an 8 by 8. So it'll all be kind of a similar looking sketch, but adapted for the 3 different sizes of Creative Memories albums. So I won't be doing like 6 by 8 or, some of the other sizes that are out there in the scrapbook world. I will be focusing on those CM sizes. Okay. Yes, I'm excited. Thank you very much. All right, I'm gonna hop on to the next. You guys are all so sweet, and you're sending me all the love. But I will look at all the love after we finish chatting here today. So that was about the handouts. Okay, another big one. Will you be offering some of your old content? So I had a number of lots and lots of messages saying, oh, I just discovered you through the CM virtual crop group, or I just found you just before you went to CM. So I don't have a lot of your old 1, 2, 3s or your old classes, that kind of thing. So will you be offering some older OCM, Organized and Creative Mom, content? And so I'm not adverse to offering that. Again, it's just going to be the fact that I'm going to have to kind of dig through some stuff. It's not, I know where it is, I know in the cloud where it is, but, a little bit of reformatting again, uploading, changing it up a little bit so that it looks a little bit more current, that sort of thing. Will I be offering, previous 1, 2, 3s? Perhaps. Maybe we'll have kind of a throwback Thursday type of thing where I'll bring back an older 1, 2, 3. Will I be offering the previous, membership materials or lessons from courses and things like that? I'm not sure, because again, they were formatted for a different platform. So I'm going to have to kind of revisit that. So the short answer for that one is I'm not sure. I'm not adverse to it, but I'm not sure how to go about that quite yet. So I will keep you informed. Really, if I don't have an answer for some of these questions, your best bet really is to make sure that you're, watching the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, and my Instagram account to see, kind of the announcements or, what's coming. So that's kind of the answer for that. And then the next big question was about teaching classes. So, and in particular, the summer mother load. So That's been one of the number one questions. Will you be teaching Summer Mother Load? And Summer Mother Load, the LOAD in Summer Mother Load, was basically for layout a day. So we took all of July and we made a layout a day. There was a live stream, each day. We made a layout together, and of course you have 31 layouts at the end of the month. We always do it in July. So tentatively, I am planning on doing a Summer Mother Load. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know how it's going to be, presented. Again, with all of the formatting and, all that kind of stuff, I have to get pretty familiar and comfortable with some new technology before I jump into that. But if we do it again in July, that means I've got 6 months to get myself in gear. So hopefully, tentatively, yes to a Summer Mother Load. Other classes, the other big ones that people were asking about were Scrap Your Stash, December Days class, the 1, 2, 3 membership access, all of that. And again, those are tentative in some format. It won't be exactly the same, but it will hopefully be a new format that we can move forward from. So again, just watching all of the social media for information about that. I do have the new website. It's up. It's not there's not very much there, but scrapbookwithnoreen.com will also be the place to go to find out about anything that's happening. There is a blog there. There's one post that's very poorly formatted right now with just kind of some of the things that you can expect. And thank you for all of those wonderful ladies that have commented already on that. But so those are the places you can go and keep an eye out for details about all of that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about all of that. We'll see how it all looks and how it all kind of pans out. Along those same lines is, will I have a membership community? Of course, we had the 1, 2, 3 Insiders Access, which was a monthly membership. I don't want to do things in Facebook groups anymore. So again, platform-wise, I need to figure out what might work well, what I might be offering to my members to make it worth your while. I know that there's other memberships out there that basically are, a crop each month or a live stream each week. I need to kind of figure out where I fit in all of that, what's out there, what's available, and what you guys might need from me. So talking about all this content, I really am interested in finding out what your most wanted would be. Are you really just looking for the monthly 1, 2, 3s? Are you interested in doing a more in-depth course? A monthly course, a short-term course, a year-long course. Obviously, it won't be all of 2026 because I'm not set up for that yet. But what are you looking for? What if I'm to be of service to you? What do you need and want from me? What would your priorities be from me? And that's what I will endeavor to provide. Okay, so. Again, I'm not sure how it will all work out, and I appreciate the fact that you're hearing me say that quite often. But really, this is let's jump in with both feet when a plan isn't fully formed yet. Yeah, looking forward to continuing to play with you. You guys know that I say often, just think about what if, and that's what we're doing. What if? What if we could have everything we wanted? What would those things be? What would it look like? What would you want if you could have whatever, you know what I'm saying? What would be the things that you would like to do and see? Okay. And I will take those into consideration very carefully and take a look at my own life and where we're at and see what I can provide for you. Okay. Yeah. Some people are saying that, they've been binge watching some of the old Organized and Creative Mom. That would be the place that I would probably start with old content. There's lots of videos of 1, 2, 3s, but those 1, 2, 3 handouts that match the videos, those are not in existence anymore. I'm pretty sure I had them on Google Drives and things like that. So that might be the place where I start in terms of going back and reformatting some older products. Yeah. Mixed media, short-term projects. Yeah. all of those kinds of things we will definitely consider. So, oh, thank you, Tracy. Your videos are always so motivating to me. Well, thank you. And that's really the aim of it, right? I really want to be able to encourage you guys to get these projects done, have a place to start, walk you through them, make it easy, make it fast, make it fun. That's really the goal. Okay, couple more questions here. This one came up quite a lot, and I actually have had several requests already. So prior to joining CM, I often taught at virtual events. I taught locally in some different in-person events, and I was able to travel to some events that my friends who were CM advisors were putting on, were hosting. So yes, I am able to go and teach, whether it's virtual or in person, but I'm really considering those all very carefully. I want to spread myself out. I want to, help as many people in different kind of groups and niches and areas as I can. So I'm definitely carefully considering those. I have committed to participating. Details aren't kind of fully formed yet, but I have committed to participating in one event that will be held here in Calgary in the spring. So details about that will be forthcoming. But yes, and if you have a request like that for me to teach in person or to, teach virtually, please reach out. You can, message me. I'm really not very good with Facebook messages, but you can do Noreen at scrapbookwithnoreen.com if you want to get in touch with me, and I will definitely consider them. But I'm really trying to carefully see how that will affect everybody and of course my family before I commit to doing anything. So definitely reach out and we'll see how it all lands. Will I be hosting any in-person events? Now, I have wonderful former customers all across Canada and many in the Calgary, Alberta area that are wondering if I'm going to be hosting crops and retreats and that kind of stuff. I'm not planning on doing any in-person events this year unless I'm teaching at an in-person event. So I'm not planning on hosting or putting on any events. But I have to say that one of my favorite ideas or, kind of dreams is to host some large scale in-person events down the road, because I would dearly love to meet some of you in person and scrapbook with you in person. So, I am very lucky to live in a beautiful part of the world that many visitors come from all across the world to see the Canadian Rocky Mountains, Banff, Canmore, Lake Louise areas. So, I would dearly love to put on an event where you can come and see my home province and we could scrapbook together. A good friend of mine and I had planned to do an Alaskan scrapbooking cruise. That was planned for the year that COVID hit. So, of course, those plans were scrapped, but we would like to maybe revive those plans now that I'm not working for CM. So there will definitely be some fun in-person things happening down the road. Not in 2026, but we'll give you lots and lots of time to plan for joining me at some in-person events. Okay, so that is an exciting thing to think about down the road for sure. And then I guess the final question is kind of around CM products. So, I'll be posting a lot of content. Will it only be CM, or will we need to use CM, in order to do whatever you're posting? And the short answer is no. But 95% of what I know and what I love to use and what I've committed to use is CM products. So while I might not be using the most, it looks like we're getting some, it looks like we're getting some, kind of trolls or little spam messages popping up in the comments. That's the problem with the public Facebook page lives. So we'll have to think about that. But sorry for some of these things that are popping up in the comments. I'll go through and delete them after we finish up here in a minute. But yeah, so while I'm not selling CM products, of course, I have a room full of CM products. I do have a fair bit of the products that will be coming out in the first part of this year, as samples and things like that that I was working with. So you will see some new CM products, but I am really looking forward to using up my own stash. Again, 25 years of being a CM advisor, almost 4 years of being a product development person with Creative Memories. I have a lot of CM products, but the products that CM does not produce, I know and love, and I want to share those with you as well. So some of the mixed media things, or some other, stamping or die cutting or those kind of things. You might see those in my product projects as well. So 95% will be CM. A little bit of other fun things thrown in there to help you add those to your scrapbooking repertoire, but mostly CM. But the caveat is that you do not need to use only CM products for joining me in any of the content that I produce. The Scrap Your Stash, and I'm kind of thinking to myself here, I have so much stash that I want to scrapbook. If I don't do a Scrap Your Stash course or membership, maybe we should do something like an online Scrap Your Stash weekend or something like that. So that's just, again, another idea coming into my head here as we're chatting. So I will definitely be very happy to help you use up whatever is in your stash. And that would give me great joy that you are using up products that you have purchased over the years, whatever brand they are. And again, getting them put to good use with your photos, and getting those pages done, those memories recorded and documented and preserved for your family, for yourself, for whatever reason you scrapbook. Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's all 10 of my questions. But again, I know I've been seeing some comments, other questions pop up here, so I will definitely go through there. Yeah, there's another one. I will definitely be going through those comments, deleting our spam comments that have popped up in here, especially in the Facebook group, and answering any other questions that you guys might have. And this I forgot all about the aspect of Facebook Lives on public pages and drawing attention to some unwanted attention. So we'll have to think about that. One of the goals that I actually have is to be able to live stream onto my own website, so that we're not on a public sort of channel. So that will be something maybe that I'm looking into sooner than later, and then maybe using the social channels to direct you back to my website so that we don't have those kinds of issues. But anyways, that's again, one of the things we'll deal with. So I think I have addressed all of the questions that mostly came in. Thanks for bearing with me as I kind of get my head around what this new venture might look like. And thank you for all your input. And thank you so much for being excited. I have to say that, there's always a bit of a worry in the back of your mind when you start something new, that yes, people, followed me and enjoyed what I did before. Will they follow me again? Will they come on board? Will they be interested in what I have to offer? So it's been a real exciting thing to see that you guys are excited and that you're willing to come on this journey with me, no matter how unorganized I am right now. It's real. I'm real. Life is real. And I really thank you for embracing me and my imperfections and my disorganization, but the desire that I have to help you and to share. So I couldn't be more excited about this next phase. All right. Okay. Yes. What is the new website? Scrapbookwithnoreen.com. And like I said, there's literally the logo and a little "Hi, I'm Noreen" and one blog post. So there's not much on there, but definitely bookmark it so that you can pop back. Check the Instagram. All of the social media is Scrapbook with Noreen. So you don't have to add the 1, 2, 3s on there. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll see when I post things. If you like I guess if you need to like or follow, I think the Facebook page or the Instagram account. Those two are connected, so whatever gets posted on one will also show up on the other. So you don't necessarily need to follow both, but I promise that I will be sharing with you what, when things will be coming out. Like I said, the 1, 2, 3, I'm hoping that I can get that out to you before the end of this coming week or the beginning of the next. So you can look for that in the next little while. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Yeah, isn't that the truth, right? And my family says that too. You're so bossy, Mommy. You're once a teacher, always a teacher. It's just my nature. I think I put in my Instagram profile, scrapbooker at heart, teacher by nature. And that really is the truth. So um, I'll be looking forward to teaching and passing along everything that I can to help you and to enjoy our scrapbooking time together. Okay? All right. So yeah, I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks for hanging out with me for about a half an hour here. I'll look forward to going through the comments and answering any other questions that you might have. But I so appreciate you spending time with me today, and I'm really looking forward to what we're going to do together in 2026. All right. So thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you again real soon. All right. Bye-bye for now.